We've unfortunately had to talk about a heck of a lot of divorce in the previous few months. Most recently, Britney Spears and Sam Ashgrahari, who is looking like he's just, well, definitely the victim in that situation. Of course, recently as well, Kevin Costner and his very toxic ex-wife, Tom Brady taking home the W, obviously, because of course he's the GOAT, right? And Giselle, I just wanted to experience new things, which was weird Brazilian jiu-jitsu dick in a foreign land, and then realize that, oh wow, you're 41 and I can go ahead and do better because, well, it's Brazil. I'm sure there's been a few Kardashians also get divorced, but it's always sad to report on this stuff because it's never good, okay? As much as I am against marriage, especially the way that it's done in the legal system so far, if you want to do it and blah, 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 you know, all of those other caveats where you just keep it a holy union between two people in the eyes of the Lord. If you want to go ahead and do that, that's fantastic and stuff like that. And then also make sure if your state or your country also has common law marriage laws, keep those in mind as well, because there's a bunch of different loopholes that women can jump through in order to secure your resources in the event that, well, they feel entitled to a little bit more than you're giving these hoes, which should be absolutely nothing. Who said that? That's so mean. But somebody else that we talked about, maybe it was a little bit earlier than a couple of months ago, but I remember specifically talking about Jon Gosselin. Now, who's Jon Gosselin? Well, if you're a kid of a certain age and you grew up in the 2000s, you might remember the show, the TLC show, before it became a complete, and it was probably one of those tipping point shows where it eventually did go from just being that fun home renovation channel to being the absolute freak show, My 600-Pound Life, my twin daughters that are 1,020 pounds or whatever the hell they have going over there. But Jon Kate Plus 8 was kind of an experiment on how a family can, so many children under the age of 10 can function, and what it's like to live with an absolute bitch who ended up changing from the girl that you married into the hen that is responsible for the ruination of your life because you let her cut her hair and think that, you know, she could be entitled to all the fame and fortune and everything that goes with it without having any of the responsibilities later in life. Like, this is such a sad story, and this guy's obviously, well, he's been smeared because he just decided to go deuces from this absolutely disgusting marriage, and he was, oh no, now he's out there partying with his new girlfriend while he leaves his wife at home with all of these kids. And now that the kids are starting to come of age, well, we're starting to see how terrible Kate Gosselin, or whatever her stupid Karen name is now. She's the meme, by the way, in case you don't know. Like, this is some old ancient stuff, but it's still relevant today because these types of relationships continue to persist in everyday life. And that's why I just want to save you guys out there. If you're stuck in one of these situations, I don't want you to be. I really don't want you to be. I want everybody who hears this message to be better for themselves in their relationships, because a life in a terrible relationship or a life of loneliness are both equally terrible. Become the best version of yourself so you can tell these bitches that you ain't putting up with their shit and fucking mean it. So let's go. Jon Gosselin reveals he has not talked to some of his kids in over 10 years. Why is that? Because of the toxic brainwashing of the ex, and as relationship with ex-wife Kate Gosselin continues to be strained. The TV star opened up to Entertainment Tonight about the last time he spoke to his ex-wife, Kate Gosselin, and several of his 8 estranged children. I haven't talked to Mady or Kara for, I don't even know, over a decade, the 46-year-old television personality admitted. However, things are slightly better with his son, Colin, who's also, he's been drug over the coals recently, especially from Kate, who's saying, he's so toxic, he's an abuser, he's just like his father, and then it ends up getting corroborated from one of the daughters, where it's like, no, it's actually Kate who's the toxic one, and then they both ended up leaving the house. Coincidental behind that one. But yes, a recent Marine Corps recruit and his daughter Hannah, both living with the former Jon and Kate Plus 8 star for several years. Exactly. I haven't talked to Joel, Aiden, Leah, and Alexis for 5 years. God, that fucking sucks, man. That's really tragic. Despite the drama surrounding the former TLC star and his ex-wife for years, Jon recognized that his kids are adults now, and that it was their decision as to whether or not they want to talk to him again. Man, that's tough. I've seen the deterioration of the familial bond from different avenues. Like my family, like my immediate family, we're exceptionally close. Okay, I talk with my parents exceptionally regularly. Okay, I'm still like an arm's length away, not physically, from my sister as well. Like we all keep in close contact. We love each other very much, and we have very healthy relationships. But as for the tertiary players that are involved, I legitimately can't even put a specific date on the amount of time that I've spent with any of my extended family. Like my father has 5 brothers. I haven't seen any of them and had a meaningful conversation with any of them. And actually, you know what? I could put a concrete date on that. I could at least give you some time. 13 years? Yeah, 13 years since I've seen one uncle for sure. One I don't think that I've ever met. A couple of them, yeah, I just haven't seen. And they all live, with one exception, all within the province. I had 2 exceptions now, I think. And another one moved farther north, I think. But yeah, man, even with friends, just the adversarial relationship between themselves and their parents and the way that didn't or did mature over the years. It's so foreign, man. Like, I know that maybe I'm in a privileged position for having a 2-parent household, being successfully raised in that. I thank my lucky stars for that every single day, because I see the products of single mother, single parent. Let's keep it a buck. I've only seen single mother households because it's normally how this shit works in real life. But my exception, shut up, it doesn't ever happen. Of these kids being absolutely busted, and that's where we're at. Just man up and wife these hoes. That's what's been told to these guys for generations now. Successful generations, like 2 or 3 generations running concurrently, just thinking that, oh, you'll just find yourself a good church girl. You can go ahead and save her after she found the book, after 30 bodies have been put under her. But that's all right. She knows a couple of passages. She's read the book of Leviticus. She'll be totally fine now. Don't worry, guys. She knows Genesis front to back. She's a good girl now. Don't mind, the a little dribble that's coming out between her legs. You got to man up and wife these hoes. It's just terrible information that might have worked back in the cut, but we're 23 years into the 21st century. That shit don't fucking cut it no more. At this point, they're adults now, so I don't even know their phone numbers or stuff. Oh, Jon is talking about Jesus. Although he didn't outright blame his ex-wife for the lack of relationship with 6 of his kids, the Pennsylvania-born father did allude to the drama between the two, with them being as the root cause. Until my other kids figure out that stop believing one side of the story, I can't do anything else. God, man, that is, like, even just growing up, if you had friends that came from a single parent household, you knew all the the brainwashing that was going on. You might have seen just little glimpses of it, or it could have just been as overt as some of the examples I can think of. But yeah, man, one guy, hey, the father just gets kicked out of the house that he bought and thought would be the place where he could raise a family by some tyrant that ended up convincing him that she'd be that good girl for the rest of the days. Oh yeah, she would be a mother to his kids, but still a freak in the sheets until, whenever the requisite amount of time clicks off that marriage clock, then all of a sudden, oh, all of this mine now. You get out. And I've already been laying the foundation that you're just a terrible father who's never been here, but it's like, but I work all day and I have to leave the house. No, you just hate all of us. Oh, okay. Father of 8 told the outlet that he had tried to take the first step to rebuilding their relationship with Karen Nicole, Mady, Kate, Aiden, Jonathan, Joel, Kevin, and Alexis Faith, and Leah Hope. Are those all the kids? I guess. I don't know. However, according to Jon, I've tried to reach out to them and it has failed numerous times. Ugh, man, that legitimately makes me upset. As for his equally famous wife, probably more so because of the memes and the multiple blessings, surviving to thriving with twins and sextuplets, co-author said, I don't talk to Kate. I have no idea. I haven't heard her voice since 2018. This guy knows exactly what date and probably what hour the last time he had a conversation with this stupid bitch was, okay? Because he never has to hear those bellowing shrieks from this absolute, well, we'll try to keep this monetized on YouTube. The couple split in 2008 after being married for 12 years. God bless him, man. He did his time and he got the fuck out. Their divorce was notably rife with tension. Yeah, exactly, because, well, she got the house, she got child support, and she also continued on with the reality show, and TLC was helping her raise those kids as well, her providing fiduciary support, as well as, yeah, all of the royalties that were also being afforded, and depending on the accounts that you hear, maybe catering and a whole bunch of other things were being taken care of by the television company. But it's so hard being a mother, and it's like, bitch, you got an entire fucking team behind you. It's so hard. Shut the fuck up. With both Kate and Jon claiming different reasons for the split. However, it was Kate who filed for divorce first. I actually thought that it was Jon just fucking leaving. I think he just left, and she ended up filing for divorce because, of course, then she gets a preferential treatment in the courts, which she would have anyways. But yeah, man. Ugh. Although things are still tenuous with 6 of his kids, Jon credited Hannah for trying to help mend the rift between her siblings and their father. Hannah went down there and talked to them, Jon said. However, his daughter's efforts were for naught, but the surviving sextuplets and twin star hopes that will change in the future, according to Entertainment Tonight report. Well, in the interim, the former reality television star has been happily dating a new woman for 2 years. Hey, good for him. Hopefully you guys have separate residences. You don't make the same mistake again. Jon and his current girlfriend, Stephanie Lebo, initially met at a barbecue, through a mutual friend, and have been keeping their relationship private since 2021. Fucking big W's for that one, man. That's what you should do, okay? Forget all of the shit to begin with. Never find yourself in that situation, especially with a bitch who can definitely cast a cut that looks anything approaching that. The moment you see that, you just go, wonderful, fantastic. Okay, bye. Gotta go. See ya. I just can't be here anymore. The moment you see that expression is the moment that you know that you're going to be seeing that expression for years and years to come. If you don't want that looking back at you, just make sure that the last time that expression is pointed in your direction is towards the back of your head. But then also make sure to mind your 6, because those bitches also got fucking knives hid everywhere. That's why I say it so often. You have to vet these chicks 6 months to a year before you even claim them as a main chick. 6 months to a year, so you know exactly, because girls are fantastic at deception. Not saying that they're malicious, it's just that they have to in order to survive. It's been like that for a very, very generational long time. It's been like that forever, okay? So that's just their nature, man. Don't get mad at them for them. Don't hold it against them. That's just the way that they are. So yeah, that's why you have to put them through the ringer. Not physically, not emotionally or anything like that. You just got to put them through the test so you know exactly what you're getting. And if they have too many red flags, your mileage may vary. Your boundaries are obviously going to be different than mine, but please, I beg of you, have that grace period. Don't just be going, oh, she's nice and she likes me. Do you want to be my girlfriend? Do you want half of my stuff? You are a fucking mark if you do that. If you don't also believe me, like I said, we've talked about a fair few divorces that are out there, but we can see one that's out there on the horizon right now of somebody who didn't do their job when it comes to vetting their girl. Oh yeah, you know it. Logan Paul and Nina Ogdal. Shout out to Dylan Dennis for doing the Lord's work. Logan doesn't see it right now, but he is attempting to try to save him. But guess what? Don't save them. They don't want to be saved. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.